Welcome back to the Philippines. If you're new to my channel, hey, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little bit. Today I'm back on the road. I got to take care of a few things today. So again, I thought it might be a good time for me to film and talk about today's topic, which is some of the worst things you can do in the Philippines. Now, again, I'm known for throwing rocks. I do speak my mind, so I encourage you to do the same in the comments section. Now, most of us, when we come to the Philippines, we're pretty prepared for whatever may come or whatever may not come. We watch countless YouTube videos in hope of not missing a note when it comes to living out here. But come on, man, let's be real. Sometimes things do slip through the cracks, and we can't catch everything all the time. Some people are completely unaware of the things that could actually bring them harm when they move out here. Coming from the West, we're kind of stuck in our ways, man. And, some of the things that we're used to getting away with over there, we can't get away with it over here. So we need to be very cautious on certain things that we do when we come out here. Now, again, I want to try to help you guys out and point out a few things that could end up bad for you if you decide to do some of these things while you're out here, man. All right. Now, one of the first things that I want to talk about out here is borrowing money. That's one of the worst things that you can do out here. Now, don't get me wrong, I know life happens. There's sometimes expats who run out of money and they have to resort to borrowing money from one of the locals. Most of the time when I see that, it's usually in the form of like a utang from the Sari store, or using a boom buy, which is usually like an Arabian man who lends on a 5-6 loan term. And an example of that is I give you 5 and you give me 6. And just like in other countries around the world, failing to pay your debts, there's guys that they don't pay their debts all the time. And failing to pay your debts is not, it'll not only make you look bad, but it also give you a bad name. Now, for some reason, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but for some reason, I feel like the locals here, they take unpaid debts a little bit too serious, and or a little bit more serious, should I say, than they do in a lot of other places around the world. And I'm not saying that other places in the world don't take their debt seriously here, but I mean, like, even the smallest amount. I mean, I seen people get beat up for 5 pesos. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things out here, man. I don't recommend that you borrow money from the locals. Again, even the smallest amount will get you in some serious trouble, and you can even be targeted, man, physically hurt and everything. Running tabs and borrowing in the Philippines is just not recommended. If you got to borrow some money, man, honestly, you're probably better off going to ask one of your expat buddies to do it, and even then, that's not a good look in my opinion, because you do that too much, you can ruffle his feathers, and he can come clean you up too. So, hey, man, just try to avoid that to the best of your ability, brother, all right? Now, the next one that's on my list is fake marriages for visa. Man, don't do that, man. Marrying just for residency here in the Philippines can actually lead you to get deported. And they could impose a lifetime ban on you from coming to the Philippines if you're caught. There's a lot of contract marriages that do take place out here in the Philippines that people don't speak of, but take my word on this one, man. You need to be very, very cautious when you do things like that, all right? Some expats, they actually do that for the sole purpose of gaining residency in the Philippines to avoid paying monthly extension fees or airport tax and all that good stuff. I highly recommend that you don't do this, but if you do this, man, do it with somebody that you can trust, or someone who, has your best interest at heart. You know what I mean? You got to be careful out here, man, because when you do this with people that you can't trust, you potentially could be a target, man. And, they can extort you on the basis of your situation. If you get caught, then you need to remember also, man, if the locals get involved, the local authorities get involved in it, and, they're coming at you like, man, you guys got married on false pretenses. It's easy for a local to play a victim out here, and you could look like the culprit since you have the money. And there's little you can do to change that once the things are set in motion. So you need to be very, very careful when you're out here dealing with stuff like that, man. Again, I don't recommend that you do a contract marriage. I think you should get married based on the fact that you really found somebody that you can love. But if you are going to do some stuff like that, make sure you're doing it with the right person, man, because I'm telling you, you are the culprit, period.com, and nobody's going to be able to, you're not going to be able to get up out of that, man, if you get caught, man, because, again, the authorities, they're going to take the side of the local, no matter how you cut the cake. And if you don't got some kind of evidence, some kind of proof that this person coerced you to do something like this, or you guys did this together as a joint agreement or whatever, yeah, you're on your own out here, man. Now, the next one that's on my list is taking pictures of military or government facilities. Now, it's considered a security risk, and you can't be arrested out here when you do stuff like that. Now, in the States, again, I'm using the States again, this is not to disrespect any other countries out there, but in the States, government buildings are pretty much public property, so you are protected by the rights when you are dealing with stuff like that for the most part when you're back at home. But here in the Philippines, your rights don't mean shit, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I gotta say it how it is, man. It don't mean nothing, man. They will lock you up without hesitation. You know, filming the police or anything related to the government without proper authorization can and will cause serious problems in your life. I know guys have seen videos of people antagonizing the police or purposely pissing them off while exercising their rights in hopes that they're going to infringe on their rights. You know, and that's mostly in the States that I've seen anyway. But I'm sure that they do that in other countries as well. But let me tell you something. Try that shit here, and you're going to have a bad day. I promise. Don't do that, man. Just come out here, take pictures of nature, take pictures of you having a good time, man. Don't be poking fun at the police out here. It's not gonna end well for you, brother. Okay. So on to the next one, which is slandering or defaming someone online. Don't do that. That's a big mistake out here, man. The Philippines has strict cyber laws, and an online insult can potentially lead to serious legal consequences. All right. When you talk bad about the Philippines or its natives, or as native people, should I say, while you're in the country, especially while you're in the country, you risk getting in trouble. Now, the Philippines is big on saving face. And if you say anything that could be deemed as losing face, you could end up in a bad situation. Now, to be honest, this is why a lot of guys refrain from saying anything negative about the Philippines or the people on their vlogs, especially if they live here. Now, in my personal opinion, I think it's okay to state the facts, good or bad, but make sure you do it in a context where people can understand you and you have the ability to prove what you're saying without disrespecting the culture. Now, a lot of guys stick to the good side of the Philippines of vlogging because if they speak too harshly, it will rub off on the people the wrong way. Now, you need to remember, talking about the Philippines in any context can feel like walking on eggshells. All right. Now, at any minute that you crack that shell, you could be done for. You know, so vloggers, do me a favor, man, and, be safe out there, including myself, and if you are considering vlogging about the Philippines, especially while you're here, make sure you do your research before you get started, man. I don't want you to start vlogging and, running off at the mouth like some of us did. I've done it myself, ran off at the mouth, you know what I mean? But, and get yourself in trouble. Don't do that to yourself, man, okay? Now, the next one that I want to talk about is getting into fights or altercations with the locals. Many Filipinos have strong community ties, and if you fight one, you might have to fight the whole group, and that's not a situation that I wish on anyone. Now, the people here, for the most part, they're kind-hearted, and they do avoid trouble when they can, But if you get into an altercation out here, you're probably going to get your ass kicked because you have like a 95% chance that you're going to get jumped. I'm just going to keep it real, man. And when they put them hands on you, it's probably going to be equipped with some sharp objects or some bottles, man. I mean, from my observation, there's no such thing as a fair fight here. I've seen guys get mollywopped out here for minor offenses, and that probably could have been settled with a beer, in my opinion. Not to mention, you don't have a right to carry a weapon out here, but some of the locals do. So when you're out here and you're feeling froggy, like you getting ready to do something, hey man, don't jump, bro. I'm telling you, you feel froggy all day, but don't jump, man. You don't have home court advantage. And even if you do win the fight, you're going to lose the battle. All right. Living in the Philippines should be a time of peace for your life. So avoid any altercations to the best of your ability, and your life will be pretty good out here, bro. And that brings me to the last one that's on my list, and that's flirting with somebody else's wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. All right. This can lead to violence or revenge from the husband, the boyfriend, the girlfriend's family, or whoever is affected. All right. Now, cheating here in the Philippines, I ain't gonna lie, man, it's big out here, man. It's big, man. Every 5 minutes you see somebody pregnant by somebody else. A lot of people do it, all right? But when they get caught, and especially if you like an expat, when you get caught, the drama and the aftermath of what was done will most definitely result in complete havoc, man. 500 pesos to get you knocked off here. And to be honest, the shooter works for the highest bidder. Now, me personally, I recommend that you leave married or taking people alone. Avoid the problem at all costs. Find yourself a single woman. Find yourself a happy life. And there's too many fish in the sea for you to be focused on one tuna. So I'm just going to keep it real, all right? That's all that I have for you guys on this video. Do me a favor. Please take care of yourself and your families. Make sure that you understand what you're getting into when you decide to fly out here. Again, the Philippines is a beautiful country. If you abide by the rules and you know how to live outside of home court advantage, should I say. All right. Always put yourself first in most of your situations and include yourself in the love that you give. All right. Until next time, guys. Holla at your boy. Peace out, bro.